monthly meeting of the Courthouse Square Historic Preservation Commission into order. This is our regular meeting, for August meeting of 2022. We've got an agenda in front of us. Anybody would like to move that we approve the agenda as it's drawn or make any changes?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. All those in favor of approving the agenda indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? We've got some minutes that were circulated from our last meeting of July 7. Any changes to those minutes or a motion that they be approved?
Motion to approve. Second.
Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes indicate by saying yay.
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 Any noes? All right, we have an agenda, we have minutes approved. We have first up, public hearing, COA 415, request by Andy Reynolds for changes to the existing balcony at 136 Courthouse Square. Who's going to speak to that?
First me, and then...
First you?
Yes.
Okay, let's
I'm gonna
hear from you first.
Drawing up. So this is the building, and then I'll go down to the drawing that was provided. Okay, so this case concerns 136 Courthouse Square, which we all know on the corner with My Favorite Shoes in the ground floor. It's listed as non-contributing in the Courthouse Square district, described in the Historic Resource Inventory Survey as a circa 1875 two-story, 8-bay masonry construction, Italianate style 19th century commercial building. The current balcony obscures the beautiful decorative window headers. Anyway, and it's listed as non-contributing in the district. The applicant requests approval to install structural supports to reinforce the existing balcony. The proposed 6x4 steel tubes will be fastened into the existing columns and into the brick facade of the building with steel plates and threaded rod anchors. The contractor plans to perform an anchor test into the existing brick masonry to ensure that the wall can withstand what's being proposed. And the new steel pieces will be painted to match the existing balcony. The staff is recommending approval of the COA with the recommendation that if it's found due to that testing that the masonry building cannot support the proposal, they're going to return to the commission with whatever new plan would be to retain the balcony. So, and then Andy Reynolds is here if anyone has questions about the proposal.
Mr. Reynolds, come on up if you'd like to address the commission. Thank you, Kate. Anything you would like to add?
I don't think I have much to add. There's not much to it.
Good.
The solution is as inconspicuous as we can make it.
I understand. Anything necessitate this? Or is this just the maintenance?
Yeah, the city sent the owner a letter stating that he needed to provide a structural report of the balcony, and our structural engineers determined that to meet the load they were required, I don't know if it was code required or if it was the city required a certain load, but that extra structural support was needed.
Is this going back to investigations like 2 years ago of all the balconies? Okay.
Yeah, our previous city building official required a kind of like an audit of all of the balconies.
Good. Motion?
I was wondering if you're the same group that evaluated the balconies.
Yes.
Any further questions, Mr. Reynolds? Motion?
I move that we approve COA 415 with Kate's recommendation that we wait for, if they come back where it's not structurally sound, we will reevaluate.
Second?
Okay. It's actually an amendment to the COA, right? Coming back, that's not
Right, it's the COA with conditions, yeah.
these conditions. All right, so everybody's heard the motion with the condition. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yea.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. Reynolds.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Kate.
Have a good evening.
Thanks,
Two.
All right, next up, COA 416. COA request by Wade Thompson for exterior renovations to the existing building at 409 South Lamar Boulevard.
All right, I'll put up.
Kate, you're up first.
Okay, so this case regarding 409 South Lamar Boulevard, which is listed as contributing in the Courthouse Square Historic District. The Historic Resource Inventory Survey describes it as a circa 1930, one-story, three-bay frame with brick veneer craftsman bungalow with minimal traditional influence. There actually is a full basement in the building as well that wasn't described in the survey. I suspect that the area, this is my own conjecture, but I would assume that the front area with the siding was a porch that was later filled in with that siding, and that's why it has that roof line. The applicant requests several changes to the existing building, which were listed with staff comment in your report, and I'll take you briefly through those. The applicant requests to repaint existing siding and trim. That's appropriate and is part of regular maintenance for those type of materials. The request to paint the brick portion of the building should be considered carefully by the commission. The design guidelines note that brick and stone that have never been painted should remain unpainted. Commercial sealants or waterproof coating should not be applied. Moisture problems in masonry walls are best handled by addressing the source of water infiltration, which I don't suspect I haven't been told that there's any masonry issues here. I think the paint is more of an aesthetic decision. And then it finishes by saying, not recommended applying paint or other coating such as stucco to masonry that has been unpainted or uncoated to create a new appearance. The request to paint the existing windows and railings is within the scope of the design guidelines and is a part of regular maintenance. The applicant also requests approval to replace the existing front door. The existing door is clearly not original to the building. It's not really appropriate for the building in age or style. And the simple design of the proposed new door is appropriate and does not distract from the building. The guidelines recommend that if an existing door is not original and is inappropriate for the style of the building, a replacement door may be installed. Generally for a residential style building like this one, even though it's zoned commercial, a wood door would be the most appropriate choice. However, this is going to be a bank. So I think the style of the door is acceptable, and if they feel that they need that for security measures, I think staff understands that request. So staff recommends approval of the request to paint the existing trim, siding, windows, and railings, and to replace the existing door as proposed. Staff recommends denial of the request to paint the existing brick. The only thing I haven't addressed as of yet is the brick monument side that's out front, in front of the building. It's also unpainted. It would make sense to me that if the commission doesn't go with the staff recommendation and you do allow for the brick to be painted, you would also include that monument sign so that it's consistent. So, happy to answer any questions that you guys have, or Wade Thompson is here on behalf of the applicant.
The building next to it where the
Cigar shop.
the decorating company is, isn't that a taupe or like a beige color as well?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about transition here. Mr. Thompson, do you want to address the commission? Sure. Come on up. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you. Yeah, I think Kate did a really wonderful job of summarizing kind of what we are proposing. I will say the request to paint the brick is not a result of having to deal with any kind of moisture infiltrations. We haven't really noticed any issues in that regard. It was coming from a response to kind of brighten up the front, make the front feel a little bit more inviting, and to bring it more into the character of some of the immediate neighbors, which are kind of a painted masonry, kind of one-story commercial construction.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Thompson? Any questions, Mr. Thompson?
You may have said it, when was this building built?
30s.
30s. And I'm not sure if that brick veneer, if it was a wood frame building originally, or it is a veneer brick, but I'm not certain when that was added.
Will you go to the picture where it is now?
Sure.
Where it is now? I mean, I can't deny that I think it looks far better painted.
Yeah.
I just, in my opinion, that's just my opinion.
I'm sorry, man.
I think it looks far better painted.
Okay.
It will look
I
better.
agree, I agree.
But if we're, go ahead, Mr.
I was gonna say, I agree, but we have guidelines that we are to follow, and the guidelines are pretty specific about painted masonry.
Is it
And
brick all the way
1930s is
around?
pretty old.
Yes, ma'am.
I try and compartmentalize what I personally aesthetically like and the guidelines that we are to follow.
I do think the dark brick against that siding makes it look, I don't know if this is the correct word, shoddy. I mean, I think it makes that siding stand out and makes it look more like a filled-in porch.
If it helps you all at all, we see this a lot with the other commission. We've had it's very in fashion to paint brick now, and so
Sure.
we're seeing it a lot. And they've generally held a line that contributing remains unpainted. And on occasion, they have allowed non-contributing buildings to be painted. And this is contributing.
Really?
It's contributing even with them filling in that front area.
Yes,
With siding.
in our updated survey, yeah, it was contributing, yeah.
I still,
That's not meant to sway your opinion, it's just they deal with it a lot more than this commission does.
Even the front brick doesn't match the brick on the house, it's,
Yeah, the wall brick.
Yeah.
The ADA brick.
yeah.
You got a lot of things going on with that building. And I understand what you're saying, Steve.
sure, I mean,
Yeah, but also,
that's why we're here to make exceptions. But
I tend to agree with you, Amanda, on this one.
bird's eye everything.
All right. Any thoughts, motions?
Can we go back to the painted picture again?
You got the chancellor's house, it's obviously brick beside it, but you got that other building that's tote right beside it.
Is the smoke shop brick? It's hard to even see back there, so I don't guess it really matters.
It's,
It is.
I'm blanking out what it looks like right now, it's got some new trees in front of it.
Dr. Abernathy's office.
Well, I make a motion that we approve COA 416 as submitted. Does that make
It's a motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Well, I guess do we need to put a condition in it that the sign be painted as well?
It was included in there, so.
Okay,
It was included.
Good point, but yeah, they included it.
okay, then yes, I'll
Thanks
second
for
it.
clarifying that way. All right, we've got a motion, there's a second. Any further discussion? Good. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying yay.
Yeah.
Yay. Any opposed?
Nate?
Stays true to his objection. Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you.
All right. After a strenuous vetting process, copious amounts of monetary awards coming their way. I'd like to nominate Stuart Powell to be the chairman of this commission and Amanda Heineman to serve as vice chair.
A second.
There's a second. Any discussion?
None.
All those in favor of approving this nomination indicate by saying yay. Yay. Any opposed? Congratulations.
Stay in the family right here.
Yeah.
It's a dynasty.
You'll
Oh,
get,
it's a dynasty, it's a
you'll get the keys to your new cars next week.
thing. You better not be absent.
Sounds like a threat. All right, staff, y'all wanna talk to us?
We need to pick a new date for our September meeting, because it falls on Labor Day.
Okay.
So if we want to keep it on Thursday following, that would be the 8th at 5 p.m. Or at noon.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
not there yet. Next meeting.
Or,
I'm good with 8.
8 is good.
5 o'clock.
yes. Okay, great.
Anything else?
We're having our training on the 23rd. If anyone has not signed up yet, and you would like to.
I would, but I don't.
Okay, I'll send you the
Okay,
link then.
okay.
Generously sponsored by Develop Design Studio and Philip Associates.
I'm gonna be out of town or I would be there.
And we will feed you lunch.
So what do we have?
Sounds
Stuart
like,
will feed you lunch, our new chair.
sounds like a mountain, so.
So, but that's it, that's done.
See, that's what he gets is a thank you. He gets nominated as the chair.
That's right.
Let's see how this works.
There's a stipulation. I want chair.
Anybody gonna call Dorothy so she can have an extra drink tonight?
She made it clear she was willing to let someone else take the reins, so.
A full team player.
Well, thank you too.
Yeah,
That's
seriously,
very
thank
nice.
y'all for agreeing.
You're welcome.
Happy to do it.
Okay, our last thing is we have our current intern, Ellis, joining us this evening.
Hi, Alice.
Alice.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Ellis Parise and I go to Miss. I'm about to start my sophomore year and I'm minoring in civil engineering and I'm interested in urban design. And I love Oxford, so I'm here.
She's already done several projects for us, she's great, so.
Glad to have you, Alice. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
That's it.
Who's the other intern?
She's the boss.
That's not the interns, yeah, like I said, that's the boss.
She's whipping this.
How was the first day of school?
It starts tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Kindergarten?
Well, that's all I got out of my kids, good,
Yes.
good,
Girls tomorrow.
You mean you got him to talk to you?
good.
Good.
Isn't it bad?
Cheryl will accept the motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
We're done here, folks.
Right.